Hi guys, it's your girl B Michelle coming at you with another Dollar Tree DIY, and I'm going to be using these wall art frames here from the Dollar Tree. So I just took the little hanging piece off the back. You don't have to use a drill for this part. You can just use a regular screwdriver to unscrew those. And I popped out the centerpiece, and I'm going to save those in case I come up with another idea for those. So I just put those to the side, and I use 8 frames. So I'm just laying my frames out. I'm trying to figure out what pattern I want to use. I actually wanted to kind of mimic these are the same frames that I used in this DIY. So I kind of wanted to do something close to this. So I didn't want it to be like a perfect shape. So I was trying to figure out how I wanted to lay these out. And this is an idea here if you want it to be all symmetrical. You can lay it out like this if you decide to do this DIY. That's an idea for you to lay it out if you wanted to do it. But I kind of want to make mine kind of off-centered. So I do have the 2 bottom frames lined up together, but the 2 top frames, they're kind of off-centered. So this is my design that I came up with, and I'm using these tire game pieces as a guide to know how much space I need in between the frames. And I'm also using some of these mirrors. Now, far as the mirrors from the Dollar Tree, these are the old style mirrors, the 5-inch mirrors. I'm not sure what size the newer mirrors are, so you do want to take that into consideration if you decide to do this project with using a new style mirror. Just want to lay it out to where it's going to fit with your mirrors, the size of those mirrors. So I'm gluing some of these game tower pieces in the center to keep a guide for me while I'm gluing these pieces down. And I just use some hot glue and just place the game tower piece back onto the bottom frame. And it's like wedged between the 2 frames as well on top. Well, as you can see it here. And then once those dried, I just lifted up the top frames and I just placed the glue and just placed them back down. So yeah, this is a very simple DIY to do, especially if you want to leave it as is without putting the shelf on it that I put on there. So yeah, if you can also leave it like this and don't add anything else, just paint it whatever color you want to paint it, or if you want to leave it this color, that's totally up to you. So I'm just following those same steps with gluing the second frame down. So once I have my frame secure, I just lift it up just to see how it's looking. And like I said, it's nice like it is. You don't have to go through the other steps. You don't have to add the mirrors if you don't want to. That's all going to be totally up to you. I do have another DIY that I had done like this, very similar to this, with using the regular picture frames as well. But you know, it's totally up to you. So with this shelf, this is something that I created for another DIY, but it didn't work out. You remember this DIY here? I said I had some shelves to go on it, but it just didn't work out. So I'm going to try to use these on this DIY. So I'm just going to take the little, and this is how I made the original shelf. I actually don't know what I did with the part with the flat surface. But as you can see, it's just 2 other pieces glued together, 2 of the tire game pieces glued together, and then 6 of the tire game pieces glued in the center, and then another 2 on top, just to make a little flat surface. And then for the sides and the front piece, I glued kind of like an L shape, and then it was 2. Basically, you put 2 L shapes together for the front piece and then 2 L shapes to create the side pieces. And I use wood glue to put these together. And if you notice, I laid out the piece to create the side L pieces, that the tower game pieces turn a different direction. So you want to lay it on the side where the widest piece is going to be laying down flat, and then create the L shape a different direction. It's kind of hard to explain what I'm trying to say, but you can see it here. It's a different type of L shape. And this is going to be for the side pieces. And I will tell you, if you're going to use this little shelf here, you're going to be limited with the items that you're going to be able to put on the shelf because it's really small. So I'm going to show you that at the end, how small it is. And the candle holder that I actually put on there, it fits on there good, but anything any bigger, it's not going to work. So if you want to go ahead and make yours bigger, just make that flat surface a little bit bigger and maybe either double the tower game pieces or add an extra game piece to it to make the handles on the shelf. So that's going to be up to you if you want to make yours bigger or not, but you're going to be limited as far as the space that you're going to be able to use as far as putting something on there. So back to the frames, I used another tower game piece to place in between the two that I glued to the frames, and one is going to be touching the other. Well, this one is going to be touching the one on the bottom. So I put glue on both sides of the tower game piece and on the tip part. I flipped the frame over so that this can lay flush against the frames. Add another game piece to the back in the opposite direction to give more security. I flipped it over and I used hot glue to place the shelf. You just want to line it up as straight as possible. And you just want to hold it there till it kind of sets. Then I followed up with more hot glue and another game piece to secure this to the frame on the bottom. And if you want to create more of these, just use your first piece as a template. And then clean up any excess glue, and I painted mine gold. You want to make sure you clean all of the glue strands because I can see some of the glue strands on mine that I missed. So just make sure you get all your glue strands up before you paint it. I removed the tabs from the mirrors on the bottom, and I'm using some Gorilla Glue to adhere these to the frames as well as hot glue. You can use whatever type of strong glue that you prefer. And once I had all of my mirrors glued in place, I added my bling, and I only added bling to the shelf itself and as well as the two bottom frames. Now you can do yours however you desire to do it. If you don't want to add bling, then don't add it. And the bling that I'm using is the same bling that I used in the last projects. It's the rhinestones with adhesive backing from Hobby Lobby. You can get a whole sheet for like $5 if you use. Well, no, it's about $5. It's 50% off of everyday price of $9.99. So that's the bling that I'm using. I also did the outer corners on the bottom frames as well. And these are the candle holders that I'm going to be using. These are the candle holders with the reindeer. I think some of them have Christmas trees on them. I can't remember, but I removed the reindeer off, and I'm just going to scrape that glue off. I tried to just pick it off. Some of it did pick off, but I used a razor blade as well, and just kind of scrape that glue on the outside. Once I had my glue removed, I just cleaned my glass up and I added some more of those gems. The same gems that I put on the frame, I just added some around the top of the candle holder. And that will be it. And just showing you the candle holder, how it fits on here. See, it's a really small shelf. So this candle holder fits perfectly on here, but anything any bigger may not work. So giving you a heads up on that. If you want to do the shelf, it's a small one. And you may not want to do it. Who knows? This is the final look. I absolutely love the way this turned out. It goes with my other DIY that I have, but I just added some mirrors and some bling to this one to kind of flow with the rest of my decor. And I just like it. So if you like this, you know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up. If you want to leave me comments, be sure to leave me comments. And you can share this video as much as you want. Sharing is caring, you guys. And that's it for now, you guys. I love you guys. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel and you want to continue to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, you guys, I love you guys as always. I appreciate you guys. See you next time. Bye.